Welcome. Oh, let's get the reverb off. Welcome to an unbelievably tardy. Where was I? Okay, all right. I was getting a cup of coffee. No, I was. I shit you not. I've only had like 6 double espressos so far this morning, so I'm quite behind. I'm behind whatever that thing is, behind the... What is it? The something ball? What is it? The 8 ball. Thank you very much. Matt Midland, everyone. Matt Midland. Switchering. I have a friend in town, Kevin Suka, who's basically watching this. He is the one and only audience. Feel free to make noise, please, Kevin, because otherwise it's as fucking dead as a doornail in here. Anyway, welcome to a fine, exquisite by the beach. I'm sorry for people who are in the cold and it's insufferable, but it is gorgeous here by the beach. It's a little bit noisy, but it is gorgeous by the beach here. Now, I want to keep you abreast of a very important thing, and that is, how are my Destructo twins, the Destructo doggies, doing? How are they doing? What have they destroyed? Well, I'd only just bought a pair of, sorry, Harry, unbelievably overpriced Robert Clergeray. If you're listening, send me some free. Some Robert Clergeray beautiful wedgie things, all weave and gorgeous. They made an absolute pig's ear out of that one. They just loved it, ate it within a second. Now, this morning, I do want to show you a couple of things. First of all, my beautiful dogs, and they're exquisite. That's why they don't, that's why I don't hurl them over the edge of the whatever. My dog sitting on the wicker chair, enjoying, luxuriating, looking out upon the garden, being loved, adored by their mother. And then within 10 minutes, what was left of the chair? I don't know why wicker is just so apparently amazingly attractive to young dogs, adolescent dogs. But then so is wood, skirting boards, shoes, underwear. It's a good one. We know that one. Socks. Let me see. Bags, curtains, drapes, sides of sofas, backs of sofas, rugs, floorboards. I mean, you name it, they're going to mouth it. Now, that is an actual phrase. Mouthing is a phrase. It's not a double entendre. But, my gosh, they are so inexhaustibly beautiful. And it's the reason why you just don't go, that's it. You are, sir, lady, you are grounded, Missy, Miss Aretha and Franklin. No, you can't do it. And one of the reasons is because when I drive them around, when I drive them in the car, let me tell you, they are so adorable. I can't bear it. I have almost crashed the car a few times. I'm sorry. Just looking back at them is just unbelievable how beautiful they are. The look they give me when Mummy is driving them to their... I mean, it's just like having a child, isn't it? It's like having a teenager. Mom, we need to go to team it. It's a ballet lesson. They're literally in the back of the cars. I take them to physiotherapies. I took them to doggy daycares. I take them to training. As I to everywhere in life. They're, So have you shown the photograph of them in the back of the car? It's pretty great, isn't it? Yeah. I also chose that car. When I had to get a new car, I chose that electric car so that they could get in easily. That's my life. I've turned into that woman. So it seems appropriate, therefore, with my 7th cup of espresso this morning, that I would start the show with, yes, a song that was requested. Who was it requested by? Was it MG Cairns, perhaps? Perhaps it was. Aye, from Scotland. This is the fabulous Beatles classic, genius song that I hope I will not make a pig's ear of myself, because I've just figured it out this morning. This is Baby, or Mummy, You Can Drive Our Car. I asked the man what he wanted to be, and he said, listen, baby, can't you see? I want to be famous, a star on the screen, but you can do something in between. He said, baby, you can drive my car. Yes, I'm gonna be a star. Baby, you can drive my car. And baby, I love you. Beep, 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 yeah. I told the man that my prospects were good, and he said, listen, baby, it's understood. Working for peanuts is already fine, but I can show you a better time. He said, baby, you can drive my car. Yes, I'm gonna be a star. Baby, you can drive my car, and baby, I love you. Beep, 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 yeah. Beep, beep, yeah. Baby, you can drive my car. Told the man I could start right away. He said, well, listen, babe, I've got something to say. Well, I've got no car and it's breaking my heart, 'cause I found a driver and that's a start, you know. Baby, baby, you can drive my car. Yes, I'm gonna be a star. Baby, you can drive my car. Baby, I love you. Beep, 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 yeah. 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 Beep, 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 beep. Beep, 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 ooh, yeah. Woo! What can I say? I think I did it. I think I pulled it off. I think I pulled it off just about. But that made me really happy in the last few minutes. The real reason I'm late is because I was enjoying myself so much, finding the chords that would be new and different and exciting for you, the listener. That I went. You know, I forgot to brush my hair. Worth it. It was worth it. It was worth it. Oh, and that was worth it too. Oh, thank you, Harry, for that. So now. Darling, darling people. And have we got some lovely... Oh, look, Vincent Sansone gave me a big old clap. He didn't give me the clap. Don't, please. He gave me a big old clap. What else have we got here? Woohoo, says Taryn Simpson. We love that. I do love a big woohoo. Yeah, we're getting Eva. Thank you, darling. Maggie, we got a good load of claps here. This is fantastic, fantastic. Oh, I just noticed myself. It doesn't look bad, does it? I should never wash or brush my hair. I think it's the way to go. It's very rock and roll. Yeah. Did I ever tell you what I discovered historically? Here we go. Boring fact number 123 of For Fuck's Sake. When Napoleon, my sister told me this, and Sue, if you're watching, thank you. She's the best. I believe she told me that, was it Napoleon, Sue, or was it Henry the something or other of Navarre or something in France? Anyway, when he was coming home, I think it was Napoleon to Josephine, he'd said, I am 2 weeks from getting home. He didn't sound like that. Obviously, he was French, not like a lunatic. That was sad. Anyway, he said, I'm coming home in 2 weeks. Don't wash. Thank you. I'm drawing a line at just don't brush my hair. That's where I stop. That's too much for me even. Anyway, here we go. There's Kevin, Beatles in the afternoon. Yeah, this is what we like to see. Yeah, wonderful Sunday all. Stephanie, thank you so much, Tracy. Yeah. Isn't it fun to have live entertainment? Absolutely. As live as I can be. Now, I'm taking you to something that was live, but is going to be live again. Because yesterday, I cannot tell you how excited I am. I was back in the studio in Dave's room. Oh, the place where I've done so much music. You know, it's either Dave's room or it's in Esplanade. So, you know, it's a joy to go from those home from homes for me. And I got to go back into the studio with my darling, the incomparable, the remarkable Mr. Leland Sklar. We got to actually go in, and you'll see why this is so particularly poignant for me. It's almost a year. Can you fucking believe this, for fuck's sake? It is almost a year since we were in there recording the here and now. But I'm going to tell you more about that. You'll see it in this next segment. So he very kindly came in and joined me at Dave's room yesterday to talk about stuff, but to actually recreate and re-enjoy and just revisit that experience, which is oh so poignant right now. So before I blow all my intros that I've already done from yesterday, sit back, enjoy. It might be too early if you're on the West Coast, but grab some wine and alcohol anyway. Who cares? It's Sunday. Grab a mimosa and enjoy the next 17 minutes with me and the fabulous Leland Sklar to kick off the session. Here is a song that you all know from Somebody's Child. This is Arianne. 1, 2, 3. I have traveled, I have wandered, pondered on the cruelty that I see all around. So much heartache, so much sadness, love and some forgiveness when you put the baton down. Arianne, why don't you wake up and wake up? Why don't you face us all? Arianne, why don't you rise up and rise up and tear down that wall? Arianne, I feel your prison. Just pretend, well, that's the wisdom. So the cycle goes around. It's what you're used to. Keep that smile on, 'cause it's sure to pull you through. And Arianne, why don't you wake up and wake up? Oh, why don't you face us all? Arianne, why don't you rise up and rise up and tear down that wall? Didn't nobody love you? Didn't nobody like you? Say things to make you feel special and excite you. How else could you know that you're free as a bird? No, 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 no. I've been traveling, I've been thinking. I've seen faces, cruelest places that left the whole world sinking. Well, we all live with walls around us. But we must break those chains that bind us. And Arianne, why don't you wake up and wake up? Oh, why don't you face us all? Arianne, why don't you rise up and rise up? Why don't you tear down this wall? Arianne, why don't you rise up? Tear down this wall. Why don't you rise up, rise up, rise up? Why don't you rise up, rise up, rise up? Arianne, why don't you just tear down this wall? Tear down this wall. If I may applaud, I'm applauding you, Lynn. I'm applauding you.
Me?
I am so thrilled. Here we are.
You're appalling me.
I'm appalling you. I am joined by the legend, the legume. That is my friend. Yeah, I know you love me saying that. That is my friend, the incredible Leland Sklar. And we have been parted for how long now? Because it was before. It's 4 months plus.
Yeah. It's a nightmare. It's been
a fucking nightmare.
I've
for
been
fuck's
as
sake.
hollow as a bone that's been sucked out by a dog getting the marrow.
Oh dear.
I think I way overstepped my bounds.
Way overstepped your boundaries. And yet this show is called For Fuck's Sake, and therefore you having your bone stripped of its marrow feels somehow right. But it is a time right now. The amazing thing is that we're in Dave's room here in this studio doing songs. I mean, this was from obviously from somebody's child, Arianne, but I remember you and I being by the Berlin Wall and me talking about what it represented, imprisoning people, thinking that you could actually hold people captive and think that was going to be okay and that they were going to be all right and nothing bad would come of that. And, it's that sort of slavery by another name. Well, we're going through this right now, and it just so happens that it was just over a year ago that we were in this room recording the songs for the here and now, but all the crazy stuff we saw last year, COVID, Black Lives Matter, the murder, the death of George Floyd, which of course we're now seeing. We're seeing the case, we're seeing the court case, we're seeing this go down, and we're seeing that man, Chauvin, give testament. Well, he didn't, but we're seeing it all go down, and we can only hope and pray that the result is the right one. Meanwhile, it's happened again in the same place with a very senior officer who couldn't tell the difference between a taser and a gun. But so it just seems to me that right now, being that this court case is going on, we're pretty close to seeing what's going to come of it. This is the right time, I think, especially to have you here after all this time, to be back in this room, to sing this song that really summed up how I felt and how I feel about this unbelievable racial divide in this country. It is called Those People. Do you think downtown is burning tonight? Makes you think, why did it take so long? We're on the brink. How many suns must go down, pinned to the ground? What did they think would happen? And in every bougie country club, every cracker barrel talking hushed tones, so the busboys won't hear Connie telling Carol. Those people scare me. Those people dare me to feel so guilty. But that's ancient history. It's time to get over that chip on your shoulder, 'cause we love Oprah, don't we? Don't we? So will it change? The powers who are to blame, every Floyd who shames them, when everyone they frame unveils them, when we are distracted by the looting kind who undermine the larger crime. And in every bougie country club, every cracker barrel talking hushed tones, so the busboys won't hear Connie telling Carol. Those people scare me. Those people dare me to feel guilty. Well, that's ancient history. It's time to get over that chip on your shoulder, 'cause we love Oprah, don't we? And in every bougie
country club, every Cracker Barrel, talking hushed tones so the busboys won't hear Connie telling Carol. Those people scare me. Ooh, those people dare me to feel guilty. But that's ancient history. 'Cause it's time to get over that chip on their shoulder. 'Cause we all love Oprah. Don't we? Don't we? What do you think? Downtown is burning tonight. Why did it take so long?
Oh, I have missed you.
I miss you too.
God in heaven.
Yeah. It feels
Truly.
like I've got the other half of my soul back.
Oh, honey, it's just, I have to say, nobody goes as deep and dark as you do. Apart from me, obviously. Don't.
There's children listening to this show.
Yeah,
so
I know
be
there's
careful.
children, there's my husband, there's your wife. Not really.
Well,
they're
that's
not
the same
listening
thing
at all.
as a child.
But who cares? No, really. That's just that is a reminder of why we have such a good time together.
But it's
My
so
God in
poignant
heaven.
still. That's the thing that's so heartbreaking about this is nothing in this past year has changed. It's as bad, if not worse, than it was because the monsters in society have felt empowered.
They have felt empowered, and the bigger problem, the bigger issue with America, which nobody's willing to deal with. You can be anti-abortion, you can be pro-life, you can be anti-mask, anti-vax, you can be everything, but nobody is seemingly anti-guns.
Yeah.
We're all so damn scared to say it, to mention it, to say this is wrong. It's wrong that children are walking around with guns, taking each other out and dealing drugs at 10 years old. It's wrong. It's wrong. How many in the last week? All these different shootings, this is a true illness. This is the disease, and this is the tragedy, I believe, of America right now. And so I almost feel bad when I smile when I sing this kind of a song, because it brings me both joy of expression, and yet it's still sadly so true.
It's tragic beyond words. There are no words.
Yeah,
to really...
I know, and it's the joy is in sitting here with you and playing it. Truly, the next song that we're going to do it was written for the civil rights movement. I never knew this until I covered it on Rediscovered, and Lee and I made it into the duet that we love so much, took it to that classical place and featured Leland, and it's just such a joy again to sing this. And I think it's very much about how everybody has the right to and deserves to be seen completely, fully, and respected equally. And this song, I think, is just absolutely what we need to lift us up at the end of this before we go back to the studio, my house, and keep on with the rest of For Fuck's Sake. But I would just like to say that if you haven't already, this man's daily YouTube, he doesn't need any help from me. It's absolutely one of the best things you can see. New song every single day that Leland has played on in his career, in his long and remarkable career. So you have to check that out and go to his YouTube. It's really an amazing thing, as well as Everybody Loves Me, the great, great, great finger book. Okay, if you really want to see people giving the finger, you can see a lot of me. If you want to see people giving the finger, then
I'm your man.
He's your man.
I'll be your woman if you want it.
Truly.
And we were right here cutting this song.
Yes.
And we cut it right here in this spot.
This is literally, I mean, I wasn't joking when I said all that a year ago recording this. This is where we were. That's where Leland was. We did this. We did all of this. And this is where we cut this song a couple of years before that.
Yeah.
One of the greatest McCartney songs ever written. This is, of course, Blackbird.
Blackbird singing in the dead of night. These broken wings and learn to fly. All your life, you're only waiting for this moment to rise. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. And take these sunken eyes and learn to see all your life. You're only waiting for this moment to be free. And blackbird, fly. And blackbird, fly into the light or the dark black night. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. And take these broken wings and learn to fly. Or your life, you're only waiting for this moment to arrive. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these sunken eyes and learn to see all your life. You're only waiting for this moment to be free. Yes, you are only waiting for this moment to be free. Blackbird singing in the dead of night.
Thank you, dear friend. Amazing
Oh,
musician.
I love you.
I've missed you.
This
Incredible.
is just the best.
Leland Sklar. I can hear you. I can hear you sniffling and applauding. I'm just watching. I'm watching that in without the sound, and admiring Matt Midland's fantastic camera work. That's a man holding an iPhone, making it look like he's got an expensive Steadicam. But also knowing what you're hearing is the fabulous sound of that studio and of the wonderful David Spreng, who you saw in the background there in the control room. And what a joy it was to be back reunited with Leland. You know, I think he has a future, in bass playing. Maybe, I don't know. I've never seen anybody. I mean, there's so many great bass players out there. We know that. But there's something about Leland's musical choices, his melodies, his dexterity, his sensitivity. It's the most remarkable thing. Remarkable. Considering he's such a lewd and naughty man. But anyway, I'm thrilled to have been reunited with him. One of these days we'll get Leland and Pedro and myself back in a room, but that's a while coming yet. I'll just have to divide that up between places. So that is the segment. That really is the show for this week. All I really want to let you know is that, as I said before, I'm going to put all these things up on YouTube so you can see these performances again properly in high res. And some other bits, you know, the making of the One of Us video, which we're editing right now. More about the Destructo twins. I'm sure they'll have eaten something else, maybe a wall, by tomorrow. Let's see what happens, But until I see you, let's have a quick shout out. Let's have a quick hello to all. Yeah, MG, you know I love you dearly. I love the fact, Megan, that you said that Blackbird was your favorite and you're in bits. You're a mess. I like to make people cry. Not because I like to make people, you know, I'm not a bully, you know, not that bad. But I mean, talk to Harry about that. But I do like when you cry at music. It's a good thing. It's the most wonderful compliment you could ever get. It means the world. Tony, thank you so much. Matt, hi. Vincent, thank you so much. Sue, there she is, Sue Flood, and my darling, darling sister Susan, listening there, and Nostar, everyone. And it's. I hope it has been a nice blend. I think of fun and frivolity, and then the serious stuff, which is important too. And it's important for us all to remember the situation that we're in, and to be able to do the right thing, stand by the right thing, fight for what is right, and at the same time keep our a sense of humor. If I could just point out, I do remember a few years ago at Mardi Gras, one of my favorite costumes I've ever seen were people walking down the street and they were dressed as giant grizzly bears. Well, grizzly bears are giant, but they were dressed as giant grizzly bears with and they had pretend rifles with them, and across their chests they were wearing a banner, that said "The right to arm bears." And I'm sorry, I just thought that was one of the funniest things. It doesn't undermine it, it doesn't belittle it anyway, but it does kind of allow you to at least have a sense of humor in the face of very scary stuff and very difficult stuff. So let us all commune, and as a community try and do the right thing. And when I say do the right thing, I mean get your vaccinations if you haven't already, people. Please, please, please. And keep wearing those masks. So we want to stop all those mutant things happening. Do not be afraid. We must have our vaxes. That's all there is to it. But my friends, let's see who else is then. Kevin, thank you. Kevin Alvinder, good to see you so much. There'll be more music. I'm going to do more of these because it's such a joy being in that room, and it's such a joy to have that sound. Isn't it great to have that? Some more guests. Leland will be back with me for yet another go round this coming week. So look forward to that very much, maybe on a week from today. In the meantime, this has been me, Judith Owen, that you have shared the last half an hour or so with. Yes, I am the hostess with the mostest naughty, adorable, destructive dogs in the world. Well, send me pictures if you've got worse anyway. But until I see you on Wednesday, I wish you a good few days, and say for the very last time today, for fuck's sake. Bye, guys. Love you.